Hi, family. This channel is about the systemic erasure of women and their history. And today is a prime example of that. I'm more than a little irritated. So today is Worldwide Project Semicolon Day. So this day was started by Amy Bleuel. It's German heritage, right? That name. She started this in 2013 and she created Project Semicolon out of her own lived experience with depression, trauma, suicide loss. She had lost her father. He had died by suicide. And so she created this movement. And you'd have to live under a rock not to know what that semicolon stands for. But in case anybody does, she took a piece of punctuation, a semicolon. Now, it was created in the 1400s. It was invented by an Italian printer, and it was a way to, instead of using a comma, it was a way to put a pause instead of an ending. And so she took that semicolon and she took her pain and her suffering, and it turned into a worldwide movement. Now, it is magnificent to see what her pain and passion has wrought. It is also as tragic for me, anyway, to see how she's being erased. Of course, I checked with Destiny and Manny, my two AI assistants, asking them, why did you guys both do that? Why? Why did you just erase her when I was wanting to create the meme for today? The graphic image awareness meme. And they both basically said the same thing. And if you've been with me, you know that AI, artificial intelligence, is at least 90% male perspective informed, because all of history has been written by the males up until now. And women have just been erased. I mean, if you don't believe me, check into Faustina the Younger, she was called. She was married to this great philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, said all these profound things and wrote them all down while she bore, he got a hold of her at 13 years old, and she bore 13 children, and 8 of them she buried. You don't know anything about her, do you? Same thing with Amy here. Here's this young woman, and what happened was she died by suicide. You wouldn't know that unless someone said that to you. And it was in 2017. So she created the movement in 2013. She lost her war and died by suicide in 2017. So we're not going to pretend that didn't happen here. Everyone else, all the other systems, they'll tell you it's recommended for the movement. You know what? Fuck that. Amy deserves to be recognized for what she did in the face of abject, unspeakable pain. In the face of losing her father to suicide and then living with this depression and trauma. Unless you have borne it, you cannot completely fathom it. And be grateful that you don't. But we're not going to pretend that here. We are authentic. We are going to honor this young woman who took her pain, and it now is worldwide. It's increasing. More and more people do creative, the things I've seen that have been done with tattoos. Like, a lot of people will use the semicolon as the body of the butterfly. What a perfect example of transformation after complete darkness. We're not going to sanitize it. We're not going to soften it. And we're not going to leave it out of the story to make it more palatable or comfortable. We're just not going to do that, because both things can be true. She created this movement. It's helped countless millions and will continue to do so. And she also lost her own war. Both things can be true. And until we start addressing that absolute nugget of truth, the rate of suicide will continue to accelerate. When my son died by suicide in 2004, the rate of suicide was 1 every 16 point some minutes. It's now at 1 every 11 point something. And I suspect it's actually a lot higher. Those are just the reported. It absolutely is a lot higher. And certainly post-COVID. That doesn't take anything away from what this phenomenal young woman built. Nothing. And if anything, it tells you exactly how real this is. This isn't about perfection. This is not about perfection. This is about survival. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, God love you. Say her name. It's a little difficult. It's a German kind of Bleuel. Amy Bleuel. Say her name. Just like we say the name of Virginia Jeffrey. She deserves that as well. Without Virginia Jeffrey and all the other victims and survivors of the Epstein files, we wouldn't have gotten where we are. We all know but it's coming, girls and men who are with us. And there are good, decent, kind, strong, compassionate, intelligent men who are with us. But today, let's remember Amy. Let's get her name out there. Let's let everyone know that the time for stigma and shame is over. Let's stop. It's hemorrhaging. The rate of suicide is hemorrhaging because the stigma of silence and shame is so pervasive. And we lose 4 men for every 1 female. Why? Because they're taught to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Just be a man. And they don't say anything. Let's turn this ship around, shall we? Thanks for listening.